What if the defining moment of the Boston Celtics' future isn't a buzzer beater or a playoff sweep, but a boardroom decision in the heat of the NBA's offseason? Welcome back, basketball fans. Today, we dive into a scenario rippling through front offices and igniting debates among fans. An audacious three-team trade proposal that could slash Boston's payroll and fundamentally change the team's trajectory, just as a championship window seemingly begins to close. With Jason Tatum's devastating Achilles injury and the looming specter of a $500 million roster, drastic changes may be unavoidable. But could a bold trade keep the Celtics competitive while avoiding financial ruin? Let's break down this major rumored deal, what it could mean for Boston, and the ripple effects across the league. Understanding the numbers, the Celtics, and the luxury tax squeeze before the trade talk, let's set the stage. The 2024-25 Celtics roster, once luxury taxes are added in, is expected to cost a jaw-dropping $500 million. Boston has already pierced the NBA's second luxury tax apron, essentially the highest level of spending allowed. This isn't just a minor penalty. They're handcuffed, unable to sign key free agents, trade certain picks, or use mid-level exceptions. Jason Tatum's Achilles injury, set to sideline him for the entire season, leaves Boston without their top star, and suddenly, the financial squeeze looks unsustainable. With Tatum out, why spend $500 million for a team that can't reach its true ceiling? For President of Basketball Operations Brad Stevens, the question becomes, how can Boston stay relevant, replenish assets, and save millions all at once? The trade proposal. How it breaks down. Enter Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz, whose recently proposed three-team trade has everyone talking. Here's how it would play out. Boston Celtics receive Isaiah Stewart from Detroit. Detroit Pistons receive Drew Holiday, Boston. Cam Johnson, Brooklyn. Brooklyn Nets receive Tobias Harris, Detroit. Sam Hauser, Boston. Marcus Sasser, Detroit. And a 2026 first-round pick, top 5 protected via Detroit. The core motivation? Moving Holiday's and Hauser's salaries gives Boston an immediate $27.4 million in relief, ducking under the second apron while picking up a tough young forward in Stewart, an enforcer desperately needed in Boston's often finesse-oriented frontcourt. Swartz notes, Holiday turns 35 next month and will be Boston's third highest-paid player next year. Moving him and Sam Hauser in this deal for Stewart saves the Celtics $27.4 million next season and gets them out of the second apron. What Stewart brings, a shift in Celtics identity. Isaiah Stewart isn't just a contract, he's a statement. Known for his rugged defense, rebounding tenacity, and never-back-down attitude, Stewart would add a layer of physicality Boston's frontcourt has lacked. He's still only 23, already a proven rebounder, and his willingness to battle in the paint could force head coach Joe Mazzulla to adjust his perimeter-heavy offensive system when Stewart's on the court. Adding Stewart could give Boston the coordinated muscle they've missed whenever Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis have battled injuries. Yet, his fit isn't seamless. He doesn't space the floor like Porzingis or playmake like Horford, so it's a gamble on identity as much as dollars. The veteran question. Is it time to move on from Holiday and Porzingis? Drew Holiday's imminent 35th birthday and massive salary make him a prime trade candidate for Boston. As the team's third highest paid player and defensive anchor, losing Holiday would hurt on the court, but offer crucial financial relief. But what about Kristaps Porzingis? Multiple playoff injuries have forced Boston to rely on aging backups and stretch the team's rotation. His expiring contract, entering the final year, could be attractive across the league for teams seeking shooting at the 5 spot. Sports analyst Colin Cowherd recently mused, "I think they'll move Porzingis." It's a sentiment echoed in the front office. Can Boston depend on an often injured Porzingis as their core big? By retooling around youth, Stewart, creativity, Derek White, and the hope of a healthy Tatum, Boston could preserve flexibility for future moves, if they're bold enough. Brooklyn and Detroit, what's in it for them? Major deals hinge on 3 teams seeing value. For Detroit, snapping up Drew Holiday provides veteran leadership for Cade Cunningham's development, while Cam Johnson gifts the Pistons another shooter on the wing. In exchange, Detroit moves on from Stewart and Sasser, plus a future pick. The Brooklyn Nets unload Cam Johnson's contract, collect role players in Tobias Harris and Sam Hauser, and take a flyer on Marcus Sasser, all while pocketing a valuable first-round pick. With Brooklyn in a transition phase, the move sets them up for flexibility down the line. Celtics' remaining outlook: can this team still compete? Despite the looming overhaul and Tatum's major injury, don't write Boston off just yet. There's real possibility they could still push for the Eastern Conference Finals. As Game 6 of the semifinals approaches, the Celtics are only one win away from forcing a Game 7 at TD Garden, a building infamous for its hostility toward visiting teams. With Jaylen Brown, Holiday, for now, Derek White, Horford, and Porzingis, Boston's starting five remains as formidable as any in the league. The weight of expectation is still on their shoulders, and Boston fans will never count out a team in Celtic green until the final whistle. While a summer retooling, maybe even a partial rebuild, feels imminent, every postseason minute matters. As long as the Celtics are on the court, there is hope. What move would you make? Join the conversation. And now, over to you. If you were in Brad Stevens' shoes this summer, would you pull the trigger on a 3-team deal to shed salary and add youth? Is it time for Boston to move on from Holiday and Porzingis? Or should the Celtics double down on their championship core and push through adversity with whatever remains? Leave your thoughts, trade ideas, and predictions in the comments below. We're eager to hear how you'd navigate this dramatic offseason. If you enjoyed this exclusive breakdown, smash that like button and stay tuned for more ground-shaking NBA updates. Your support keeps us on the front line of the game's biggest stories,